Project 2025 has been spoken about a lot around Trump and US politics at the moment. Could you just explain a little bit about what it is and what they're doing?
Sure. So, important to note, it's not official GOP policy, not official Republican policy. However, a lot of the people involved have very, very close links to the former Trump administration and just the Republican Party in general. So it's this coalition of over 100 conservative organizations headed up by the Heritage Foundation think tank. And essentially, the idea is the conservatives weren't ready for Trump to win in 2016. So unlike the Democrats who usually have a game plan, Biden was siding things day one. There was a little bit of delay in terms of what are we going to do with this power? This time, they want to be ready. So they have this blueprint called Project 2025, which has 4 pillars called something like policy, personnel, training, and playbook. And it's strong religious undertones, promoting family as the center of American life. But a big part of it is they have this kind of conservative LinkedIn of something like 10,000 people that they're training up to be potential staffers to just hand to the Trump administration. So they'll be ready to go. And it's important to note as well, for all that Trump has kind of distanced himself from it a bit because it is not popular. There's not a groundswell of popular support for this in America. However, I think it was 2018 or something, the Conservative Heritage Foundation said that I think so far in his administration, the first time round, he'd used something like 60% of its policy proposals. So it's all stuff he's pretty on board with. They want to make it a crime to mail any abortion pills or contraception, get rid of the Energy Department, White House Gender Policy Council, much stricter immigration proposals, deconstructing the administrative state and just consolidating power under the presidency. It's all stuff he's, been pretty in favor of in the past. And I think anything that involves making him more powerful as president, he's not going to have a problem with that.
Why do you think Trump is rejecting this in a sort of way when it's becoming really quite clearly obvious that there is some variety of connection, isn't there?
Just because it's not popular among voters. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of being coy and saying, oh no, this is far too extreme. I never would. But the ties are really, really obvious. So Leonard Leo, who is a massive backer, a billionaire Republican guy, he assisted Clarence Thomas in his Supreme Court confirmation. Clarence Thomas is the guy whose wife allegedly has been flying MAGA-associated flags outside their properties. And he also led campaigns to support the nominations of essentially the conservative Supreme Court judges who Trump nominated. So he has a track record of kind of doing somewhat as these guys say. But yeah, basically he's distancing himself because it is a really, really extreme plan. There isn't a massive groundswell of support, for example, for kind of really, really strict abortion laws in America. It's just that the conservative groups whose support Trump needs are really in favor of it. So he has to be kind of demure for the sake of the public, but privately, he just wants to get in power. He doesn't care.
Well, there's an interesting thing here that so in this CNN story, a Trump spokesperson has basically said that only President Trump and the campaign and not any other organization or former staff represent policies for a second term. But interestingly, I spoke to Andy Kroll, who worked for ProPublica for one of our other podcasts, American Friction, and they got a statement from someone saying, yeah, this has nothing to do with us about these leaked videos. And then the spokesperson who gave that statement is in one of the Project 2025 training videos. So the connection is just really startlingly obvious. The person saying, no, there's no connection here was in the videos. So it's very strange.